San Francisco, the school board recall election. It's being fueled by backlash to some progressive policies. But more than that, might be a potential warning sign to progressives everywhere. When you have the phrase, even liberal San Francisco parents, well, they're signaling they've hit their limits, then you know you may have a political problem. 3 school board members, including the president, Gabriela Lopez, are up for recall in the solidly Democratic city for pursuing symbolic liberal causes like renaming schools, from people like Dianne Feinstein, as classrooms stayed shut due to pandemic restrictions. The recall effort has the backing of Democratic Mayor London Breed. She had that enough is enough speech on shoplifting a few weeks back. And according to the San Francisco Chronicle, has attracted nearly $2 million in campaign spending. So, folks, parental anger has been a force ever since schools went remote. And the political fallout around this issue has only intensified as we approach the midterms. And it hasn't mattered if it's in blue America or red America.
Oh, Chuck Todd, MSNBC. That's an interesting take. First, you mentioned that it's heating up as we go into midterms. That's interesting. Second, you make it sound like this is a progressive problem. No, it's not a progressive problem. It's a Democratic Party problem. The reason why it's a Democratic Party problem is because this is the right wing coordinated attacking the root of education, whether it's critical race theory, whether it's mask mandates, whether it's the Koch brothers investing and taking over school boards, and now the Proud Boys taking over school boards. The right wing has an agenda to take on education in this country because obviously they want to teach what they want to teach in schools, which is the obvious answer. But also, going into the midterms, they want to take on the institution that is the largest organized donor to the Democratic Party and the largest public sector workers. 1 out of 10 public sector workers, and there are a little over 20.5 million public sector workers in this country, much weaker than used to, of course, but 1 out of 10 are teachers. The teachers' unions are the strongest, most powerful unions in this country, and they donate to Democrats. So every time you see one of these education issues pop up, remember that the conservatives are preying on parents who care about their children. They're putting information out there on Fox News and in their long pipeline that goes all the way to the anti-vax community. They're preying on parents that they feel in times of insecurity and instability, and understandably so. Folks have been teaching their kids at home and have been worried about their kids, not having vaccines, not being masked, actually being masked. Turns out only 7% of parents who have children in school do not want their children to be masked and vaccinated. Many are indifferent, but most want children to be vaccinated and masked. So this is an entirely manufactured crisis. And Chuck Todd, you are not getting it. This isn't a red or blue issue that people can agree on, caring about their kids. This isn't a progressive issue that progressives have gone too far. Anytime there's an attack on school boards, especially an electoral attack on school boards, anytime there are these invented crises like CRT that manifest into actual organized efforts to prey on people who feel insecure and turning their attention towards something that really doesn't affect their lives or isn't a real thing. That is the right wing doing what they do so well. But it's also a weapon. It's an electoral weapon to make sure that conservative folks are running for those school board seats, as the Proud Boys have announced, but also to attack teachers' unions, because teachers' unions are the symbol of unions. They're the largest public sector workers, I'm going to say it again, in this country. And they're the largest donors to the Democratic Party. It's political jiu-jitsu, isn't it? If you aren't already, join us on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show and become a patron. That's how we do this. We may not always get along, but it's really important to support independent media. In the meantime, stay in solidarity.